Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Hopefully you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your time, having a positive, terrific Tuesday. It is Tuesday, y'all, and there's a lot to talk about. I mean, like I said, I've been out of town a little bit. I was doing some things, in the name of love, okay? It's, love and stuff. People getting married, people getting hitched and whatnot. So I have to do a little bit of I'm trying to catch up on all the stories that happened over this weekend. A lot of different things went on. It was very, very interesting, especially when it comes to this particular story revolving around Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, and Pete Davidson. Yeah, I know. We're sitting here going, why in the F are we talking about all this mess? But hey, I think this is important for us to talk about because, relationships are very important nowadays, more than you know, right? I feel like we have been leaning more on our loved ones or also testing our love in our relationships over the past few years. Let's be real. We were dealing with with that pandemic. And that pandemic was no joke, y'all. And not enjoyable at all. We're still in it. You see what I'm saying? We're still in this ish, right? We're still in the ish, but we're starting to come out a little bit more now, right? Certain things are getting lifted and whatnot. But regardless, during those 2 years, while we're being locked up and everything, come on. We have been I hear nothing but endless stories of people's relationships being strained, pushed to the limits because either they've just been living on top of each other or the stresses of finances, the financials and all that, weighing a toll or putting a toll on the actual relationship that was going great in the very beginning, but then, 2 years later, not so much anymore. You see what I'm saying? So now we're in this situation now, right? Where things are starting to open up. We're starting to live, start to thrive. And people are starting to breathe again, Breathe again. You know what I'm saying? And it's nice. But still, this relationship is just an absolute dumpster fire. And we can't stop but look. It just feels like one of those car accidents, you know what I'm saying, that you just slow down just to see what the hell's going on. It's just one of those things. And we got to talk about it, y'all, because this is very important. This goes on to any other person's relationship and whatnot. And yes, somebody asked earlier, I think it was Debbie that asked earlier, how you doing, Debbie? One of my day ones. How you doing, sweetheart? She asked about Mac Miller. Yeah, we're going to talk about Mac Miller here in a little bit. He's involved in some sort of way. May he rest in peace, but he is somehow, in some way, shape, or form, involved in this whole situation. So we got a lot to talk about, all right? So let's get into this ish, shall we? But of course, before we jump into all that, we jump all the way into this pool. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Send those likes all the way up. That would really, really be appreciated. And let's not forget, you already know what to do. If you're listening to this on my podcast, or if you're watching this right now on any platform right now, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, do whatever you can to support if you can. That would be greatly appreciated. And one way you can do that is by hitting that subscribe button, or if you're watching the podcast version of this show, hit that follow button, download it, share it with your friends, let people know about this show. I'd really, really appreciate it, okay? But anyway, we got to get into these stories. Kanye West, y'all. Kanye West. Let me tell you, there's a special place in my heart for Kanye. There just is. I feel for the guy. I really, really do. The music videos that he put out that showed him doing terrible things to Pete Davidson, I got to be honest, I hated that, I feel like it's beyond him. That's lower than who he is, in my personal opinion. I think it was a little cray cray too. I think it was absolutely bonkers. Are you mad? Are you absolutely mad? You know what I'm saying? Just felt crazy, mental, as the Brits would say. Absolutely mental, right? But then again, he still did his thing, right? Now, obviously, we have already been seeing that there's been quite a issue going on between Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. But because Kim Kardashian, whether you believe if it's fake or real, whether you believe it's real or not, Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian are allegedly a thing, okay? This is making Kanye West feel some type of way. So he does all this crazy-ish. He goes on his social medias and he does all this stuff. Now, some people are out here thinking that this is possibly a ruse, right? This is possibly a one big ploy, one big promo hit, right? To promote his latest projects, like his documentary that's out on Netflix, or his Donda 2, you see what I'm saying? Or Kim Kardashian with any of the other stuff that she is invested in. God knows what she's invested in. But a lot of people think that this is all just one big publicity stunt. All of it. And then Pete Davidson just happens to be there, just gobbling up all the leftover foie gras that they just left behind. All right? So, to the people who feel some type of way about this, but now it's taken an interesting turn. It already took a turn. Let's be real. It already took an interesting turn with the music videos. Apparently, there's 2 music videos where he's doing some stuff to a alleged Pete Davidson type character in a music video. I don't even know what to say anymore with that. But here it is. Here's the thing. Not Kim Kardashian, but Kanye West ended up going to his social media again and started talking about this stuff, about how his daughter, North, is going on to TikTok and, making TikTok videos. He has a huge problem with her being on TikTok. Yeah, he's got a problem with her being on TikTok. And here it is. If there is some sort of disagreement between mother and father about how to raise that child, there should be more conversation to be had. There should be more conversation created before either parent decides to independently let a child do something that, say, the other parent isn't cool with. That's what Parenting 101 is all about, making sure that you guys are in agreement so that there isn't tension, so that there isn't drama, right? And I mean, obviously, this story right here, it's Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. So their level, the level of eyeballs of this being a public thing is very much way out there. Why? Because, hey, they're public figures. This is not just some, dude and a couple exes from around the corner. These are celebrities, right? And if you noticed too, before we go into these videos, because we're going to be looking at this long ass video, we got text messages to look at as well, and then we got to talk about this Mac Miller thing too. But they're in the public eye. And if you notice, there's a lot of celebrities that do not like having their children seen at all. Haven't you noticed that? They'll sit there and they'll cover the kids' faces as paparazzi's trying to take pictures. People are very protective over the identity of their children, right? At least from the celebrities that I've seen. So it sounds like Kanye's trying to go down that same route. He's kind of going, hey, don't do this to my kid. I don't want her on the social medias. He feels some type of way about TikTok. He feels some type of way about Instagram and those social media platforms, and I don't blame him. How old is North again? I don't even know how old the young girl is. Okay. But if no one's supervising the app and you got a little kid messing around with that app, I'm saying, y'all, it can get very dangerous. And that is also Kanye and Kim's kid. This is not just some random 8-year-old. Thank you, So Dope. It's not like this is some random 8-year-old in the neighborhood chilling in the cut and having a great time. This is Kim and Kanye's daughter. She is thrust out into the public eye even more. Her being, as soon as somebody finds out that she is on any social media platform, you know for a fact she's already going to have a couple 100,000, if not millions of followers. And think about all the creepazoids. Yeah, I said creepazoids going over there and trying to creep. And creepies and creepers be creeping. Trust and believe. They out here, y'all. So when it comes to the social media thing, I don't blame Kanye for feeling some type of way. I stand with him on that. Because if I have an 8-year-old child, you for damn sure ain't going to see them on social media chilling in the cut, singing about anything, doing anything that could be suggestive in any type of way that could bring in any type of creepazoids up in this biznai. Hell to the no. And then on top of that, if you got someone who's out here in the public eye like that, as a father, as a mother, as a parent, you have got to play full court press on those social medias. Because, man, those creepazoids will find you. They will find you. Just saying. So, sorry for that little tangent, but I had to say that piece because I just don't get it. And now Kanye's now saying in these videos that she is out here trying to basically taunt him, mess with his mind and all that over this social media stuff. And the thing is that is not the right angle to co-parent. That's just not what I just don't agree with that. But I see a lot of people, it's on both sides because I've seen other people do their commentary or talk about this particular video, which we're going to see here in a second. But I've noticed that a lot of people will sit there and say, oh, women have a tendency to use this type of power over men to screw with men's minds. I do agree with that. But I also do think that men do it as well. Because here it is. Just a fun little fact. Yes, there are more men that do not have full custody of their child. Most of the time, men are having a hard time getting to even see their child, right? Because the woman, right, the ex or the baby mama, however you want to call them, the ex-wife or the ex-girlfriend, baby mama, will sit there and use that child for power. That is very true. But there are also women out here that do not have custody over their children, full custody. Now, with this situation with Kanye, they have an understanding. They have an agreement, so on and so forth, allegedly, right? This is just all hearsay. But yet she's still messing with this man's mind when he has said, hey, I am not cool with Kanye. Sorry, I am not cool with my daughter, 8-year-old daughter, getting on social media apps right now. I'm not cool with that. Do you honestly think that Kim is doing this to be just trying to keep her daughter happy? Or do you think this is her trying to poke a sleeping bear? Actually, the bear is woke the F up. He awake, baby. But I leave that question up to you guys. I leave that up to you guys. Oh, and we can talk about that. Hold on. We can most definitely talk about that, Tia. She has two mentally ill men going at it, and it makes you wonder It makes you wonder. It makes me go down a different route, making me think of something, right? Why she obviously went from one man who obviously is battling with his own inner demons, right? And then she goes right from that to another guy who's dealing with mental health issues as well, right? It makes you wonder why she chose to go down that route. Is it a control thing? Just curious. Both are dealing with their own issues. But why go from one to another? Just something to think about. Something to think about indeed. Now, and yes, Gabby, yes, Peggy, I will be talking about Gabby Petito and the lawsuit and all that stuff here very, very soon. Not on this show. But moving on, okay? And I appreciate all the comments and all the thoughts. Keep hitting that like button. Send those likes all the way past 100 likes. That would really mean a lot to me. We got to look into this video, all right? Kanye speaking his mind about this stuff. And, question remains, what do you think on this? What do you think about this video? Let's take a listen.
So I called different people I knew, and the best advice I got right now was from Tory Lanez, and he just said to pray and ask for God to speak through me. I got 4 children, and there's so many people who don't have a voice and have the opportunity to be able to speak up, and just, God, if it is in your will, touch the people that are currently watching, my children, whatever sleepovers at, wherever they are at, the various nannies that watch all the children, and touch them and say, please bring my children to Sunday service this morning at 10 a.m. God, this is out of my hands. It's up to you. This whole conversation of custody, this whole narrative, gaslighting, all of this. It's like right now, this is up to you. I thank you for putting me in a position to be able to make Sunday service and put this online and have my family, be there. My children be there to hear about God, to sing about God, to sing about Jesus Christ, for us to be able to have the first right, the freedom of speech in America, to still talk about God out loud. This morning, God, please, there's no reason why these young children, upon their father's request, shouldn't be allowed to come to Sunday service. At this point, it's going too far. God, please. The boyfriend texts me, antagonizing me, bragging about being in bed with my wife. I thought it publicly for a year and a half. I've been dragged, and how she's not my wife. She don't have her last name. And now he texting me, talking and bragging about how he's in bed with my wife. And I'm like, well, who's watching my children if he's texting me bragging about being in bed with my wife? And I thought this wasn't my wife no more legally, since I got I got the lawyer to finally finish the divorce. Because every time I finish the show, the Free Hoover show, the next day she dropping her last night. Every time I do something positive, it's something negative that's coming.
So he just said he finally got them to sign them papers. How's that? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't go with the narrative that we have been seeing over the past freaking month, maybe the past few weeks, several weeks. And now he's sitting now saying, oh, no. I've been trying to get divorced. He's been trying to get divorced. But we see all the stuff that he's been putting out, calling Pete Skeet and all this stuff. Skeet, mother, look. You know what I'm saying? But now he's trying to come off like he's a victim. I'm sorry. Like I said, this whole story, there is no good guy, in my personal opinion, with this situation. Okay. You'll see here in a second. I just don't think that there's any good guys in this situation. Everyone, in my personal opinion, needs to just shut the hell up. That's what I think. Every single last one of them. Kim, Keat, and Kanye. Skeet. Kim, Skeet, and Kanye. All y'all just need to shut the hell up and keeps it moving. Kick rocks. Focus on your own ish. You know what I mean? Like Kim, like focus on your skills. Just focus on that. Pete, focus on your stand-up. Make a better special. Sorry. And Kanye, enjoy your new girl and keep creating great music, or go back to creating great music. However you think. If you're a fan of his new stuff, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you ain't a fan of his new stuff, then it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's got so many other things that he got going on. Like, why focus? Why be so hell-bent on some BS? She is not your wife anymore. Yes, you have four beautiful children that you brought into this world. God bless you. We going religious now. Okay? You got 4 beautiful children that God blessed you with. So focus solely on the children. Focus on them, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are going to go through this hell. They are. They're the ones who are going to be going through all this BS. They're the ones going to school with their friends, talking to them, going, do you know what your dad just did? I mean, come on. Do you know what your mom just did? Do you know what your mom's new boo did? Oh my gosh. They're going to school with that stuff. They're hearing that all the time. They're the base of all the rumors that are going on in school right now. Think about that. And by the way, this is only one video of him lashing out. He's got more. But he's wasting time. His focus is on the wrong thing. We're going to finish this, and I got more to say.
I go and get the laptop from Ray J. Then is she joking about divorce? I go and get the lawyer, change the lawyer so we can finally do the divorce. And then somehow I'm the one that's the stalker. God, I just need to protect my children. You protect the children. I know our nannies, some of them are Christian. You touch them, please, God, today, and have them bring my children to Sunday service this morning. The devil ain't gonna win. You get what I'm saying? This is gaslighting.
Okay. First off, all right. Let me just say this. I'm so sorry to say this, but I'm going to say this. He's saying about stalking. He's saying about gaslighting. What have you been doing for the past month, baby? What have you been doing? You got music videos out here, claymation of Skeet's top, because I can't really say much because, there's guidelines and stuff. You feel me? You got his dome in your hand, in your arm. Claymation, baby. Let me say this really quick. Claymation. Do you know how long it takes to shoot 1 second in claymation, stop motion, that's doing this? Hours. Do you understand that him, by doing that, making that where he got Skeet Dome in his arm and it's claymation and all that, and it's all Kanye'd out, black and white and all that stuff, that took hours. He had time to think about it, baby. He had time. He sat and he let those guys put the claymation together for hours. He knew for a fact what he was going to do. If he had a problem with it, he could have been like, cut, stop. I'm sorry. I know we've been doing this one move where my arm goes up and does this one move for the past 5 hours, but we got to stop, man. I'm sorry. This is just not right. After thinking about it for the past 5 hours, for this one move, for this one little movement, I'm sorry. We got to cut this. This is too far. You're talking about gaslighting, and yet, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about gaslighting, and then this. You've done two music videos where you've inflicted violence on a person that looked like Skeet, Skeet, Skeet. Come on, man. You in the bad too. You've been doing bad all this time. Actually, you've been doing bad all by yourself. Facts. But let's move on. It's like I said, I feel for him. I really do. I really do feel for Kanye. Because he is obviously going through some things, right? I want him to find help. I want him to be able to talk to somebody, find the right counseling, and find inner peace. Just like his mother spoke life into him, he needs to be speaking life into those children. He needs to be Donda to his children. That's what he needs to do. And if you haven't seen the documentary series, let me tell you this. And I've said it in other videos before, but the way Donda, his mother, speaks life into him, damn right. If I was able, that's what every mother should be doing. First off, okay. Shout out to my mama. I love you. All right. They will make you believe that you can run the world. That's what a mother, that's what a parent should be doing. So Kanye is doing exactly what he should not be doing right now. He is wasting all that energy. All of that energy that could be funneled into positivity and pouring that positivity into the ears of his children so that they believe that they can do anything. That's what he should be doing right now. But he's wasting his time. And let me tell you this, the time that we have on this planet is limited, y'all. It's limited. And these are the most developmental years of their lives, these children. And right now, North of all people is sitting here. She's seeing all this. She's the oldest, right? She's seeing all this and she's consuming all of this. You don't think that's going to turn into something negative? You don't think that kind of stuff is going to turn into poison to the point where you lose your children? You lose the connections of your pride and joys? He's wasting his time. And he's in his 40s. I'm not sitting here saying he ain't going to be around tomorrow, but let me tell you, time becomes limited, more and more limited as we get older. I'm just saying, you need to not waste your time. All jokes aside, he needs to be focusing on his relationship with his children, period. Who gives a damn what your now ex-wife is doing betwixt the sheets with? I don't give a damn if he looks like he smokes meth every single day. Don't worry about that. You need to worry about them children. Those papers are already signed. You need to focus. But moving on. So I was hoping to find the actual other video where he, the beginning of that whole rant that he has, where he's basically like, they won't let the child, my kid come here, all that stuff. We don't need to see it. We've all seen it, right? But I want you guys to know this too. What if this divorce, the process of the divorce and all that stuff, what if it's already affecting North, his oldest, his child, to the point where, because in the video he says, the kids were on the plane. I found out that the three of the kids were on the plane, but North didn't come to Sunday service. He instantly said it's because Kim is trying to trying to do a power move. Have we ever tried to entertain the thought of maybe North is upset about the divorce or upset about how he's acting because she's hearing certain things, or maybe she's very close with her mom. Maybe she's very close to Kim, and all she's hearing is bad things about her own dad. Let's not even make it that complicated. Let's boil it all the way down and keep it simple as hell. Let's get down to the root of the issue. You have a child that was brought into the world with two people. This child thought that this relationship was going to be forever, ever. And guess what? It wasn't. Now you got an 8-year-old child that's trying to understand the concept of divorce. What if that child is just upset? Period. What if the child is just upset about the divorce and she just doesn't want to keep hopping back and forth? She doesn't like the whole hot and cold experience. Come on, y'all. It doesn't automatically have to be about, oh, Kim is trying to do. It's a power thing. It's a power move. What if the child is just not happy about the divorce and she's going through some things? And maybe she just needs her father and her mother to actually be parents instead of acting like some high school children on social media. Like I said, this whole thing is an absolute mess. It's wrong. And this is not how adults should be adulting. So we got to go into, speaking about adults adulting, we got to go into this thing about Pete Davidson. Real talk. We got to go into it. And I did ask in here, is this deserved or not? I have a lot of different things, a lot of different thoughts on this. I have different opinions about this because I feel for both sides. Like I said, I feel for all sides of the spectrum, but they're all asses. They're all jackasses. I'm sorry. They all are. They all are. And I feel like everybody, all these people, all of them could be better, but they're not. It's like, hey, we could take the high road, but no one is. By Kim not really saying much and staying in the back, really, I don't think it's helping the situation either. By whatever she's doing to Kanye, it's not helping the situation either with him. You see, there's a much more diplomatic and proper way of making these things, of getting through this situation. But let's get into this article right quick. Pete Davidson defends quote unquote amazing Kim Kardashian in text to P-word Kanye West. So, as you heard in the video, as he's praying, okay, as he's going into his, Jesus talk, he says, Pete Davidson sent him a text message, all that stuff saying, I'm in bed with your ex-wife, or I'm in bed with your wife. That's what he said in the video. And he's like, I don't understand why you're saying she's my wife when she's actually my ex-wife, because we signed them papers, right? Okay. So let's get into this article, because Pete Davidson apparently did send him a photo of his ass naked or, shirtless. It was an implied nude. How's that? In a bed. We don't know if it was Kim's or not, but he was in a bed shirtless. It's weird. But let's get into this. Pete Davidson wants Kanye West, damn, keep flipping the names, Kanye West to grow the F up. Now, we're going to go and look at the actual, there's the text message. There's the photo. Look at that in all its glory. Damn, that's a lot of tattoos. But okay, let's go into the actual text message. All right. He says, yo, he's already penning himself as Skeet. It's great. Yo, it's Skeet. Can you please take a second and calm down? It's 8 a.m. and it don't gotta be like this. Kim is literally the best mother I've ever met. I wonder how many mamas he's known. Like how many mamas he smashed before. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a strong statement to say. The best mother I've met. So he must have dated a whole lot of women with kids. But moving on, what she does for those kids is amazing. And you're so effing lucky that she's your kid's mom. I've decided I'm not going to let you treat us this way anymore. And I'm done being quiet. Grow the F up. So then Kanye goes, oh, you using profanity? Where you at right now? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, pull up? Pull up, bruh. Come on, man. He says, in bed with your wife, then sends a photo. Now, we already saw the photo up here. This is the photo that he did. Now, I'm going to be real. Dude just said, quit with this craziness. Stop the madness. Stop the madness. And then he says, I'm in bed with your wife. Here's a photo. Remember, mind you, there was 2 music videos that were made that depicted not so great stuff with a person that looked kind of like Pete Davidson. Hence the reason why he sent a text out saying, yo, man, it's 8 a.m. You got to stop this stuff. Stop being this way. She's a great mother. You're lucky to have her as the mother of your children. Stop with this ish. Come on. Kanye was already ready to fight. You know, we talk about mothers. You know what I'm saying? But in bed with your wife, how does that make you feel? Just out of curiosity, how does that make you feel when seeing this? Now, obviously, I just showed you guys the photo. He sent the photo from above, okay, of him allegedly in bed and allegedly in Kim Kardashian's bed. Now, I'm gonna be real. Regardless if I'm the guy who made music videos about doing the things to you and all that stuff, this would trigger me like crazy. I could see this triggering anyone, especially you got somebody who is not fully ready to let go of the idea of being divorced from, I guess he thought she was going to be his forever wife. And lo and behold, it didn't work out that way. But the person that you are saying, I am willing to fight everything I can for this woman type thing and our kids. And the man who's out here that you absolutely loathe is out here in her bed. And now he has the audacity to take a photo of his ass in that bed, if he really is in that bed. Regardless, he's just trying to trigger the dude. Crazy, right? So he continues. This is Skeet. He says, this isn't public, dude. I'm not here for pictures and press, which is obviously all you care about. My offer stands. I wish you'd man up for once in your life. Let me help you, man. I struggle with mental stuff too. It's not an easy journey. You don't have to feel this way anymore. There's no shame in having a little help. You'll be so happy and at peace. You have no idea how nice I've been to you despite your actions towards me. Let's see this more. He says, I've stopped SNL from talking about or making fun of you, which they've wanted to do for months. Where's the rest? Son of a bitch. What the heck? Oh, that's some BS. Hold on, guys. There we go. Even better. Thank you. All right. So I'm going over here to really quick. Sorry. Let me say that again. So let me correct myself. Okay. So there was more right after the photo, and it wasn't what I just said. That's later in the text conversation. So I'm going to back up a little bit. So he sends the photo, right? He sends a photo of himself in the bed, and then then Kanye says, "Happy to see you're out the hospital and rehab." And he says, "Same here. It's wonders what those places do when you go get help. You should try it. I'm in LA for the day. If you want to stop being a little internet B boy and talk." He calls him an internet B boy. He continues. He says, "You don't scare me, bro. Your actions are so P-word and embarrassing. It's so sad to watch you ruin your legacy on the daily. Damn. You're more than welcome to come to Sunday service," he says. "Why don't we meet after Sunday service and Saints game? I'll be at the BHH. We can have food and talk it out in my room, privately, one-on-one, man-to-man." So he sat there and said, "Hey, man, let's roll. Like, let's meet up. Let's chop it up, man. Hopefully we could squash this type of thing." I mean, I don't know what that would go, how far this could go. You see what I'm saying? I mean, them privately, one-on-one, I feel like some issues going to go down. That's just me. I feel like they're going to get into fisticuffs. Somebody going to be throwing their 5 pounds of meat and bone, if you get what I'm saying. All right? What you're doing to your family is dangerous and going to scar them for life. And here's the part that I agree with. I totally agree with that. What Kanye is doing is dangerous and is going to scar his relationship with his children. Forget the ex-wife. This is where it gets very, very murky with his relationship with his children. And that's the most important relationship that he should be focusing on. The relationship with Kim is over. It's dead. Dead and gone. Like, it's dead. They signed the papers. It's over. Focus on the children. So I agree with that. And honestly, if they were able to meet privately, one-on-one, and actually talk man-to-man without it turning into some sort of Jake Paul, Conor McGregor type of BS, I feel like a lot could come from that meeting. And all this BS could go away. But let's continue with this text message. So he says, "Please stop doing what you're doing. Please handle these matters privately, bro. I beg you." He says, "You want to see me? Come to Sunday service." Says, "This isn't public, dude." This is what I said earlier, but this isn't public, dude. I'm not here for pictures and press, which is obviously all you care about. My offer stands. I wish you'd man up for once in your life. Let me help you, man. I struggle with mental stuff too. It's not an easy journey. You don't have to feel this way anymore. There's no shame in having a little help. You'll be so happy and at peace. Now, what I find very interesting about this whole scenario here is that you got Pete going, "Hey, man," at first, he's like, "Yo, you need to stop this stuff, blah, blah, blah." Then all of a sudden, he puts out a photo trying to trigger Kanye. This is the weirdest roller coaster ride of text messages I've ever seen between the new boo and the ex-husband. It's the side D, or the main D, I guess, and the ex-D, right? It's the weirdest roller coaster ride. Weirdest. But he's sitting here going, "Hey, if he's listening to me, let me see if I can actually persuade him to seek some professional help." It's interesting, but in perspective gaming, I see what you're saying as far as that goes. It could be seen, I was just about to say that, it could be seen as kind of condescending. Perspective gaming is not wrong. I could see this being very, condescending as hell. Like, you have no idea, bro. You know, once you find help, your life will be better. You're messing it up though, but you need to find help, bro. I got help and I'm doing great. I'm smashing your ex-wife. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, you have no idea how nice I've been to you despite your actions towards me. I've stopped SNL from talking about or making fun of you, which they've wanted to do for months. Then he said, I've stopped stand-up comedians. I guess he was saying, like, let me see, that's all. Damn. Why ain't there more? Hold up. There it is. So he says, I stopped them from doing it from SNL. They've been wanting to do that for months. He says, I've stopped stand-up comedians from doing bits about you because I don't want the father of my girl's kids. Wow. He's already claiming it like that. I don't want the father of my girl's kids to look bad out there. I have your back even though you treat me like ish because I want everything to be smooth. But if you want to continue to press me like you have for the past 6 months, I'm going to stop being nice. That is the conversation that was had.
Emotional damage.
How do you feel about it, y'all? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Very interesting conversation there, right? Very interesting conversation. And like I said, it went from being like one thing and then it escalated to something or it transitioned into something completely different. Now, some people can look at this as being extremely condescending. I can see it that way for sure. But in a way, it's kind of like maybe he's trying to be a nice guy. Maybe he's trying to sit there and say, "Hey, listen, listen, let me see what I can do here. Let me try to make something. Let me try to see if I can reach out to him and talk to him, and maybe I can convince him to come through. Sit down and speak to a professional. Look, I've gone through my own battles with my own mental illnesses and all that stuff. Hey, it worked for me. But then you can also read it the other way. See, this is what I hate about text messages, y'all, because you could sit there and ask for like, hey, babe, can you go get me some ice cream? I'll go for the mint chocolate chip. Let's just say that, right? And then the person who receives the text message is like, hey, get me some ice cream, mint chocolate chip. Like it's crazy how many ways you could read that series of text messages. You got to remember, it started with, well, actually, the second text that he got that Kanye received was a picture of Pete Davidson's naked A in allegedly Kim Kardashian's bed. That's how it started. Then it goes, hey, listen, bro, maybe you should seek some help. She's a great ma. Come on, bro. You see what I'm saying? Things can get lost in translation when it's written in just black and white, right? It's all about delivery. And he can't deliver this. He's just it with his own how he says it vocally and all that. But it does make you wonder, you know what I'm saying? It does make you wonder what he really was trying to say here. Was he trying to knock him down, or was he trying to convince him to actually seek help? I guess the world may never know. So let's go on to this next piece. This is something I found very interesting. Also, Piers Morgan did an article about them recently, which I thought was pretty damn good too. And I don't like Piers Morgan, but just from what he was saying, he's like, the world is going to ish right now. The world is possibly going into WW3, and Kim Kardashian, Skeet, and Kanye are focused on acting like high school kids. Literally. We got other things to worry about, like these gas prices. Let me tell you about these gas prices, y'all. Oh my God. Gas prices. We got other things to talk about and worry about than this ish, than them having a love triangle or whatever the hell this is. You know what I'm saying? But then again, people want to talk about this. People want to focus on it. So we go and talk about it. So here it is. Pete Davidson, okay, in bed. All right, photo to Ye. Resurfaces, Mac Miller, rumor. Okay. This is something that's very interesting because there's been a rumor that's been going on. Okay. And Mafe, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I know I missed some super chats and I'm so sorry. I appreciate all y'all for giving me those super chats. Thank you so much for the love. Please, before we go into this article, this very interesting article about Mac Miller, okay, please do me a favor, all right? Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do it. Send it past 250 likes if you can. That would really mean a lot. I see all y'all, a lot of y'all in here. And please, if you haven't done it yet, man, let me put my face up here. What's wrong with y'all? What happened? Okay? Hit that subscribe button, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's all I asked for. Hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening to this on my podcast, please, which is streaming on all major podcast streaming sites, you know, the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, all of them, please go hit that follow button, share the feed, and all of that good stuff. But most importantly, hit that subscribe button, all right? And follow me on Twitter, too. I know there's a lot of things to ask for, but hey, trying to bulk up my Twitter following, okay? So go to the bird and flip me the bird. Don't do that. Don't do that. But hit that follow button on my Twitter, the Pascal Show, one word, okay? But hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. We're marching our way towards 100,000 subscribers. So be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, we got to go into this story. Mac Miller, rumors about Mac Miller. I've been seeing this like crazy yesterday. It started popping off. I think it was yesterday. And this is weird to me. It's very weird to me. So let's look at this article really quick. This is from TMZ. So with Pete Davidson taunting Kanye West with a photo of himself in bed, apparently next to Kim Kardashian. I honestly don't think he was really in the same bed with Kim Kardashian. I don't think she would even allow that to happen. I really don't think that she would allow him to take a photo of him in the bed if she knew while laying next to him. I feel like she would be like, babe, no, don't. You're poking a woke up bear that wants to destroy you. Okay? Kanye's going after everybody. He's going after DL Hughley as well. Because DL Hughley had opinions about all this BS as well. This whole thing is insane, baby. This whole thing is insane. So, shoot, he was talking about putting a hit out on DL Hughley and stuff. It's insane, y'all. This is insane. But this Mac Miller thing this rumor's been reawoken, okay? Reawakened? There we go. I think that's how you say it. But anyway, some folks simply couldn't help but think of one person, Mac Miller. Here's the deal. After PD's stunt this weekend, in which his text messages to Ye surfaced, including a pic of him lying shirtless where he said he was in bed with your wife, or he was in bed with your wife. Sorry. The late rapper, he's still currently a rapper, but anyway, the late rapper started to, I'm sorry, the Mac Miller. I was like, wait a second. Sorry. The late rapper, meaning Mac Miller, started to trend on Twitter. And the reason is because folks began to remember an old rumor about him, Ariana Grande, and Pete, or Skeet, from years ago. Now, let me see if I can pull this up. Nope, I cannot. So there's a social media post that Kanye put up. Something like this. It says, send intimate, I guess Pete Davidson allegedly sent intimate photos with Ariana to Mac Miller with a way to end the rapper's hopes of rekindling a relationship with her. Ariana discovered this, I guess, at the end of weeks by Mac's relatives and ended the relationship. So because of these photos, allegedly, that Pete sent to Mac, once she found out, she cut ties. She said it's over. Allegedly. But like I said, this is resurfacing because Kanye threw this out here, threw it back into the fray on his social medias. So I'm going to continue with this article. You might recall Kanye himself actually invoked this unsubstantiated rumor a month ago when he was lashing out, writing no comment at the time. The rumor is that Pete allegedly sent Mac intimate photos of himself and Ari before Mac died. And that upon learning this, and in the wake of Mac's death, Ariana Grande broke things off with her then fiance. All because of that post, or all because of photos that he allegedly, intimate photos that he allegedly sent Mac Miller before he died. As we already know, Mac Miller OD'd. And of course, you know, there's a lot of people who are still reeling over the fact that he is no longer here. All right. Like we said, the rumor bubbled up online upon Pete and Ariana splitting, and no media outlet reported it as true. Ariana's brother, Frankie, also shot it down to our camera, and yet people felt that Pete, doing something very familiar here to Ye, actually lent credence to the idea that maybe it actually happened. Others felt it was a totally different situation, and more importantly, completely inappropriate to bring Mac with this new mess. With many calling on such talk to simmer down now. And yet, some couldn't help themselves with speculation, arguing that if Pete was willing to do this with high-profile people like Kim and Kanye, perhaps he could pull something similar with other love triangles he may have been involved in, including possibly Ariana, and Mac. We'll say this. This is what the article says. Pete's texts/pics to Kanye don't prove anything about this gossip one way or the other. But still, the fact that there are those photos, or that photo at least there is that photo at least of him being in bed in Kim Kardashian's bed, and he's like, yeah, I'm in bed with her right now. I mean, it does make it feel like maybe something went down. All right? That maybe he's trying to get somebody upset. And maybe he has done this to Mac Miller. Maybe Mac Miller, you never know. Maybe Mac Miller was feeling some type of way about this new relationship. He was getting upset. Pete jumped in, said, hey, here we go. You wanted it. Here you go, man. It's over, man. Like, move on. We're together. We're engaged. She's my fiance, so on and so forth. Let it go, baby. Like that Frozen song. Just let it go. And maybe he did do that. You never know. But this is the rumor that's starting to percolate out here in these internet streets now. Because they're going, I remember that he no longer, he died. And it was almost like right after. It just seems so conveniently right after the announcement of their engagement, Pete and Ariana Grande's engagement announcement, that he suddenly was no longer here anymore. Then instantly their relationship was, a few weeks later, they were no longer engaged. So maybe it is that. Maybe it is that. But like I say, maybe, the world may never know what the truth is on that. But that's the question for you guys. That's the whole show for right now. This is what we know so far with the Kim Kardashian, Kanye, Pete, Skeet, Pete, Skeet, situation. What are your thoughts on it? Do you agree with this thing? Do you think that Pete is just defending himself and Kanye is deserving, what he got as far as the photo in the bed, or no? What are your thoughts on this? I do think I will say this. I think there's a way to walk out in a very adult-like fashion. I think there's a way to handle this situation in the best way possible. I don't think that Pete Davidson with the photo, starting off with the photo and all that, I don't think that was the best choice. I think that was the worst choice you could ever do. Because next thing you know, you got all that stuff out here in the internet leaked out for everyone to see, to basically to judge, to basically judge and speculate. Him going and saying, hey, I'm in your wife's bed, I don't think is the best choice of words. With a photo following that, I don't think that's the best thing. I feel it shows that you just dropped yourself down to his level instead of just taking the high road. I always feel like there's a righteous path to take, and that definitely was not one of them. Because after that, immediately after he puts out that photo, maybe a few text messages later, that's when he tries to start reaching out to him to talk to him about, hey, speaking to somebody, a professional, getting some help, so on and so forth. But he doesn't do that. He doesn't start off the conversation like that. He starts off the conversation saying, yeah, I'm in bed with your wife, and here's a photo. It's not cute. And I get it. He's a stand-up comedian and all that, but it ain't funny either. You think Kanye is in a laughing mood? Especially from yo ass? No, he's not. And then, of course, we got to talk about Kanye. Kanye needs to stop with these crazy ass music videos. Kanye needs to quell these text messages, these social media posts, and all that stuff. He needs to stop acting like a child. All of them, in fact, need to stop acting like children. But it's funny how money and fame brings the real person out. And I feel like we're instantly, regrettably seeing that right there on the world stage. I will say this also too. Pete ain't wrong. He ain't wrong with one of his text messages to Kanye. Kanye is destroying his relationship with his children. And he's destroying the legacy that he has built for so many years. He is destroying the legacy that he's built so diligently for the past 20 some odd years. Destroying it all within a text or a social media post. It's sad. All of them need to stop acting like children. And they have to start focusing on those children, on their own real children. That's what needs to happen. But of course, this story is going to continue doing what it do because that's the world that we live in, right? That's the world we live in. And it sucks because like I said in the very beginning, I'm a fan of Kanye. I've always been a fan of Kanye. I love that man, his music. I love what he's done to, and how he's grown as a businessman and as an artist. But unfortunately, this is destroying everything. He's canceling himself, and it's sad. So all I can do is, like what he did in that video I showed you guys, is pray that he finds some guidance so that he can go back to focusing on raising his children. He needs to be Donda to his children. Speak that positivity. Speak life into his children so that they can believe that they can run this world, run this country, whatever. Also, and not have to be someone who's a subject to a sex tape so that they can become famous. I'm sorry, but hey, I said it. Think about it. Ladies, my young women out here that are trying to aspire to become businesswomen, to become successful. You don't have to throw yourself and your self-worth out here to become successful. You really don't. Don't do like Kim Kardashian. That's how she started it. I'm being real. That's how she started it. They need to learn from their parents' mistakes. You know, the sins of the father, right? Or the sins of the parents. Let's be real. They should be looking, these parents should be adulting and raising their children and telling them that he has a lot of girls. They need to understand that they don't have to do a sex tape to become famous or a sex tape to become successful. That's what they should be instilling into those children's minds. But they're focused acting like damn children. And that's sad, because once they start acting like children, the children are going to see that and grow up. And next thing you know, they're going to be children. And then the saga continues like a broken record. The pattern must stop. That's what I think. The pattern has got to find a way to stop. One of those two parents has got to adult with the quickness. And I hope they do it soon. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being on. You guys are incredible. Appreciate all the positive energy. If you guys can, please do not forget to hit that like button down below. Send those likes all the way up. Send them past 250 before you leave this show right now. That would really mean a lot. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit it, destroy it, all that stuff. And of course, you can always join my Patreon, or you can join my membership here on YouTube as well. Click on that little join button down below. That'd be really, really appreciated. I love all you guys. I'm going to be doing a lot of catch up. I got another show, another story to cover with you guys with Gabby Petito. We are going to be doing that a little bit later on this evening. So be sure to be on with me, because we got to talk about the new stuff, the new developing information about that, okay? But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I love all you guys. You guys are incredible. And I will see you guys very, very soon, all right? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring, because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.